Hi there, it's Marian with the Rhonda Everett Group and Comey and Shepherd Realtors, and I decided to make a short video today talking about the backup offer, what it is, why you should do one, and this is mostly going to be from the perspective of the buyer side, but I think it would be helpful for sellers also to know a little bit more about what it is. So here we go, the backup offer. It's kind of what it sounds like. So if you make an offer on a house and your offer isn't accepted, the first thing I'm going to ask is, do you want to be a backup offer? And here's why I want you to say yes. It's a fully negotiated, all terms negotiated contract with an addendum for backup. And it says exactly when you become the backup offer and all that. It's very short. It's been drafted with attorneys, so it's all very sound legally for contract law. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's if the first offer that the buyers originally selected falls through for any reason, then they have the option to go to their backup offer. And sometimes there's more than one backup offer. And in this market, it would be a very good idea to have multiple backup offers and to agree to be a backup offer in the number 2, number 3, or number 4 slot. And I'll get to all of that a little bit later. Why is a backup offer good? Well, it saves time. So instead of the first offer falls through and the agent has to scramble to get the house back on the market and to get back in touch with all those people that saw it the first time and made offers, if you've got a negotiated backup offer or a series of them, all it takes is a phone call and endorsement of a single form, and that's it. Then hopefully within the same calendar day, but no more than 2 or 3, you're back under contract and everybody's happy, and moving forward with the purchase and the sale of a home. So, and the time saver is good too, I think, for the buyers. And here's the good news. If you're the backup contract and you have made a backup offer on one house or 2 or 3 different houses, that whole time we're still out there looking for a house that will work for you, or that you might even like better than the 1 or 2 or 3 that you're the backup offer on. So you're really not losing any time. It takes an agent's time, but that's my job. I love doing it and I'm happy to do that for you. I want to give you as many options and chances as possible for you to find the home that's going to work for you. Also keep in mind that, for the sellers, time is money, right? So every extra day that they own that house and haven't sold it yet, that's money and carrying costs. So they've got their mortgage, their insurance, HOA dues and taxes, all of that. Those are all carrying costs that they have to incur for longer than they had originally planned on or budgeted for. So that's why the backup contract is a really good idea. Another reason why it can be good for the buyer is that, the primary contract can fall through for a variety of reasons. So it could be due to the original buyer's financing. They could have something in the HOA documents that they decide that they can't live with, and so they terminate over that. There are what I like to call other factors, things like, oops, we didn't realize this was in XYZ school district. Or, oh, we didn't really look at the crime rates before we signed the contract to purchase, and now we're thinking it's not such a good idea. Or, oh gosh, see, mom and dad and grandma and grandpa decided that this isn't the best house for us, so we're going to back out on this deal and move on. So just things that people knew about and were disclosed, but maybe overlooked in their rush to try to get their house. So things like, oh, I didn't know this house had a well. It has well water. Or I didn't know this was on a septic system and not a sanitary city sewer, or any variety of those other factors. And then there's my favorite one, and that is inspections. And this is where I think your backup offer is strongly tied to another video I've done called the Back on the Markets, or my favorite type of listings. So you can have a similar sort of situation with the backup offer. If the original buyers went ahead and paid to have inspections, but they ended up breaking the contract over what those inspections revealed. First of all, anything that the sellers find out in that process that is defective with their house, they have to reveal. And if they received a full inspection report, that could be a whole home inspection, termite, mold, lead paint, you name it. If they received the report, they have to disclose the contents of that report. And the easiest way to do that is to just share the whole report. So as long as they have their seller's permission to share that whole report, then you could potentially have your backup offer already negotiated, save yourself anywhere from $350 is the cheapest inspection I've ever heard of, to some people pay up to like $1,400 or $1,500 if they're getting specialty inspections, structural engineer inspections, the mold. There can be so many different types of inspections that people can really go overboard in paying for all these inspections. And you could be the beneficiary of that, because you can look at that report and be like, oh, a cracked foundation doesn't bother me. I know it's bad. I know it needs to be fixed, but all it takes is money to fix it. And, if the estimate to fix it is $5,000, but this is still the house for me, just because somebody else decided they didn't want to buy it doesn't mean that I can't decide to dive in and buy this house with all these faults anyways. And, I might decide that, hey, I still want to buy the house, but I will ask the sellers to fix that cracked foundation and just kind of see where it goes from there. Because, obviously when you made that original offer and that contract purchase, you didn't know that it had a cracked foundation or, mold problems or whatever else an inspection might reveal. And so you could potentially negotiate for some fixes that the other buyers weren't willing to buy the house with those defects. And so you could benefit. You could get your house back on the market, or keep it from going back on the market, and get your backup offer accepted, selected to be the primary, and close in however many days, 30 days or 20 days or 45 days, however many days that you originally said. And you don't waste that inspection period if you've got the inspection report. So that can be nice sometimes. I also like to encourage my clients to be that backup offer, because remember, we're still looking. You've got this backup offer negotiated on this property over here, but we're still out looking for your house. And while we're out looking, now you've got the experience of what it's like to make an offer. What are the terms that you have choices about? And figuring out what some of the things are that you could maybe compromise on to help you get the house that you want. So it gets you practice in how to electronically sign the purchase contract documents and all that paperwork. And so my favorite story about the backup offers is I had these two clients. They were FHA buyers. They were first-time buyers. We had been looking since August. It was now December. And they were scheduled to close on a home to purchase December 28th. And this was probably December 15th. So the only thing that they were waiting on was the FHA appraisal. And in the same day, not 2 weeks before we were supposed to close on their house, I got calls on two different houses, two different agents. One of them they had been the backup offer on, and they asked if we wanted to be the primary. The other one we were not a backup offer on, but we had expressed some interest. It had been, it was a mobile home, and their lender that they were using wouldn't lend on a mobile home, so it would have required a change of lenders, and they didn't want to do that, and I don't blame them. But in the same day, 2 weeks before we were supposed to close on their house, they basically got backup offer calls, same clients, and they passed on both of them. Great decision. I'm sure I scared and confused them a little bit. They were like, why do you think we should take these offers? I'm like, no, I'm not saying that. I just have to tell you about it. It's my duty to tell you, you have this opportunity. And so they ended up passing on it, but Same day, same buyers. One they were a backup offer on, and the other one they asked if we wanted to make an offer because something had come back on the market. So that's my pitch for backup offers. Now, not every seller is willing to accept a backup offer. You need to know that. And don't get your feelings hurt if they don't. There's a ton of reasons why they might not want to. But if they're willing to take a backup offer and you've already written up an entire purchase contract and yours just didn't get selected, one more form. It's a one-page form. The addendum to be the backup offer. Why not? Go for it. You don't have anything to lose. So thanks for listening. Marian Cooper with the Rhonda Everett Group, Comey and Shepherd Realtors, 513-400-4020. Give me a call and let's talk.